Hey everybody, it's Tuesday at 11, so that means it's time for another episode of Brand Marks the Spot. I'm your brand buddy, Patrick Sesko, and this show is all about branding and design for your business and how to leverage the power of that so you can grow your business and connect more with your audience and, of course, make more sales in your business. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to convey trust and authority with your brand. We're going to go over 5 things that you could do. There are obviously more than that, but we're going to go over 5 things that you can do. And before we get started here, this episode is brought to you by my Nail Your Brand Colors and Fonts workshop. And this is a way for you to get that consistent visual brand foundations for your business. So that way you can put yourself out there. And this is one of the things I'm going to be talking about in the show here about creating more trust and authority. And part of that is by being consistent with your visual brand. So go ahead and get on the wait list for that. I'm going to be launching that early 2021 at patricksesko.com/waitlist. So let's get on with the show. So again, like I said, camera's a little blurry. Let me try to get that a little cleared up. Always some sort of technical difficulty, right? Let's see here. There we go. All right. So today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to convey trust and authority with your brand. And the reason we want to do that is because we want our audience to trust us, and they want to put trust in us. And if they ever want to work with us, they need to be able to trust you, right? And they need to see that you do have authority and you're an expert in what you do. And I'm going to go over 5 ways that you can do that in your brand, so that way when you are putting your content out there and doing those sorts of things, you are going to convey that trust and authority, so that way they will be more likely to follow you, more likely to consume your content, and more likely to work with you, hopefully. So the first thing that you want to do when you're conveying trust and authority is to know your audience. So to know your audience, so when I start with, when I do my branding for my one-on-one clients for branding, one of the first things I do is to do an ideal customer profile. Now, you may have heard of this spoken about before online or here and there, but it's basically it's a demographic and a psychographic profile of your ideal customer, and sort of understanding their pain points and their frustrations and understanding what their needs are as it relates to their business. And if you know your audience, you can create the right kind of content for them, and you can offer them the right kind of products and services at the right time for where they are on the customer journey. So if you know who your audience is, you'll be more likely to have a connection with them, and they will be more likely to follow you, consume your content, and potentially work with you. The second way you can build trust and authority is to demonstrate your values. Now, demonstrating your values. So again, part of the branding process is the discovery portion of the branding, long before the sexy part of your logo and your look and feel and all the design elements. Is one of the things, in addition to understanding who your ideal customer is you have to really sort of put a stake in the ground as to what your values are. Some of my values are, business should be fun. A big one for me is integrity. I'm not going to give you any BS about anything. And that builds the trust and authority. Treating people as you like to be treated, the golden rule. So whatever your values are, those should be demonstrated in how you put yourself out there, and how you connect with people, how you talk with people, how you treat them if they're in your programs, and or if they hire you for your services, or even how you treat them online in comments and things like that. So all of your values should be demonstrated as you run your business, and it really should be sort of in line with who you are. So it doesn't have to be super difficult. It's not contrived. People will see through that. So the third thing is consistent branding. Now, this is when you're getting into, well, it's not just your visuals, but obviously your visuals. So whatever you put out there, your social media, your video shows like this, any brochures, any freebies, your website, anything that's going to have a visual that your audience is going to see, it needs to be consistent. And that's kind of why I created the brand colors and fonts workshop, because so many people try to, they'll grab a template from Canva and design something based on a template. Then they'll do something completely different with maybe a different color palette, or maybe the way that they treat their photos is different. And then when you don't have that consistency, there's a disconnect, and people will begin not to trust you, not like on a conscious level. This is a subconscious, understanding. Like, so if they see that your stuff's different all the time, they're never going to make that connection that it's you. And your audience really needs to be exposed to your stuff, 5 to 7 times at a minimum. And I've said this 100 times before they start to remember your brand. And it's just that constant affirmation of what your brand looks like, what it stands for. And as they see your stuff over time, they'll begin to associate that visual with your brand look and feel, and your business. And there's also, being the consistent branding. Part of branding is your messaging. This is what you say, how you say it, what you say to make the case for your product. And if your messaging and your branding is consistent at all times, then again, combining that with your visuals is very powerful. So consistent branding, both visual and your messaging and your copy, that's very important. Next up is serve your audience. So what does serving your audience mean? Serving your audience can mean a couple of different things. And this is something I struggled with even early on. But serving your audience is obviously putting out, it's providing value to your audience, putting out content that's going to be valuable to them. It's going to make a difference to them. And I'm not saying give away the farm, but if you serve your audience in a way that again, so what struggles they're having, where they are on their journey, and you have content, and then you have products and services that can contribute to helping them solve that problem, and that's serving them. But then also serving them is also selling. And this was a mindset shift for me that I had to make in the past year or so, is that selling is a service. So we're in business, right? We're in business to make money, obviously, but we're also in business because we want to have impact on others. And if you're not making offers to your audience, then you're not serving them fully, right? So you can't expect to, make a living by giving away everything for free. There's plenty of stuff we give away for free, like downloads and mini workshops and the free content like this in the form of weekly content. So you could do that. And so making offers and also providing this content. And then as you're doing these offers and as you're putting this content together, all of these 3 things that I spoke about previously, which is, knowing your audience and demonstrating your values and having the consistent branding. My phone is ringing. Lovely. Having that consistent branding, that will all together sort of combine to even promote your business and give you more trust and authority to your audience. And then number 5 is doing the unscalable. This one was kind of a tough one for me to grasp early on. But this is basically, I went to, you see this over here, back here, this badass box, Bobby Klink's Badass Online Marketing Live event last week or 2 weekends ago. And one of the things he brought up was that the era of personal service is back, right? So a lot of us got into, business online because we had this sort of pipe dream of creating this course or freebies where we just put it out to the world and people will just buy, and we're going to make money in our sleep and all that stuff. And there was no real personal connection. And I believe that is not necessarily gone per se, but I believe that's sort of it's false, because people make buying decisions based on emotion, and if there's no emotion or no connection to your audience, then they're less likely to buy. Maybe they'll buy if it's if you have just a commodity, but if they're looking for somebody to like do what I do that helps people build brands. they're not just going to just buy something because it's for sale, right? You have to have a connection. So doing the unscalable means getting into groups, answering questions, responding to people. Like one of the things I do is like when I send my email out, a weekly email to my list, I always say, hey, reply if you have any questions. And, sometimes people will reply and, are surprised when I reply back to them and that it's actually me. And they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it. A lot of the stuff we do is automated. We have automated email sequences. We have automated funnels. And that's great because, you're doing some of these repeatable tasks. But the things that are not repeatable are having direct connection, DMs, making comments, responding to comments, talking to people. Sometimes, in a group, somebody asks a question, they need help with a graphic or a branding question, get in there and give them a free consult or something like that. So it's sort of building that goodwill, and that adds to the know, like, and trust factor. So obviously that's not scalable because you can't scale that to, say, 1,000 people. You can't give them a free hour every month, or else, you'll be you'll be in front of your computer day in and day out. But if you can do the unscalable now and here and there, and just connect with people one-on-one and understand them, they'll be more likely, they'll remember that. And one little story I'll say is, like, when I maybe last year, I had a nail in one of my tires in my car. An easy fix, right? You can go somewhere, pay $25 to have it patched, right? So I took it to a local tire place. And I was like, hey, yeah, I got this nail. I found the nail, but I didn't want to pull it out. And I was like, can you guys patch this? And they're like, yeah, it'll be about 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, cool. So I do it. They come back and I was like, okay, I'm ready to pay. And they're like, oh, it's no charge. And that was like, whoa, it wasn't a huge deal for them because it was like $25, took them 15 minutes. And what that did is that built that goodwill. And now I'm sort of an ambassador to promote them. So whenever somebody says, hey, I need tires or I need this for my car, I'm like, yeah, go here. They treat you really well. So those are the types of things that you can do that are not scalable, that can help you build that trust and authority. So if you are watching this video live, just drop a comment in below. I'm not sure here. I don't see here. Yeah, drop a comment below. Say hi. Tell me who you're from. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you're catching the replay, just type in #replay. And again, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I will do the unscalable and respond to you. But that's what I got for you this week. I know we're ending the year very soon. I got one more episode for 2020 next week. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be talking about, but I think I'm going to be talking about maybe just some year-end planning for 2021 and kind of give you some ideas as to what I'm going to be doing, what's coming for me here at Patrick Sesko headquarters, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, that's what we got for you this week. Thanks again for tuning in. If you don't tune in before next week, you guys have a great new year. And looks like we got Ryan Sherman here in Tucson, Arizona. What's up? That's my cousin, so he's being really nice to me by commenting. Thanks, Ryan. What's up, buddy? I'm still waiting for some of that beer from Arizona, the Grand Canyon. But anyways, that's what we got for you guys tonight. We will see you next week. I've got some family stuff going on. I'm going to visit my mom. We were baking cookies all night last night, so we're just having some good time, and just kind of hoping for 2020 to be done with and 2021 to kind of come in new and be optimistic about it. So that's what I got for you this week. You guys have a great day. I'm your brand buddy, Patrick Sesko, and we'll catch you next time. Later.